let's just like stay here for a bit and let's
It's
talk about
wild.
this. Let's talk about this stuff. This is
Yeah.
like, let's go back to this guy.
Yeah.
And then I'd love for you to break down more of these stories.
Yeah, sure. So like here's what I'll say. So like, I started this stuff and I'm skeptical of this, right? Because it's like past lives and soul and whatever. Like this is there. And then what happens is you sit with humans who tell you these stories. And that now my job as this person's psychiatrist is like, how am I supposed to help this person? Because what they feel is real. So do I tell them like, okay, this is just a hallucination, it's not real? And I believe that, he believes that, and we try to figure out what to do about it. And then like weird things start to happen, right? Because you hear about these stories again and again. I was talking about time dilation. So the other thing that'll happen is when people die, they will have this experience of like reliving their whole life. And they will also have a perceptual experience of things like light at the end of the tunnel, an immense sense of peace. And it's so interesting. I've had patients that have been resuscitated, and the thing that they're most upset about is that we brought them back to life. That what they felt on the other side was absolute peace.
Yeah.
And it feels like, they have this feeling of like being jerked back into life. Now, you can say that, okay, this is a hallucination in the brain. Fair enough. But this is where things get tricky. This is where this idea of subjective experience comes from, where the brain has all of these things that happen, but that's not the same as your subjective experience. These things are correlated, but they're not the same. And here's the really cool thing. So I really started to understand this stuff once I realized that in the material world, we have certain tools that allow us to enhance our perception and explore the world. I can take a regular human being 5,000 years ago, doesn't have a telescope, doesn't have a microscope, doesn't have a boat. Therefore, what they have access to in the real world is very limited. But we as humans did something really cool, man. We developed technology. We built a boat and we sailed around the world. We built a telescope and looked at the stars. We built a microscope and discovered bacteria. So our understanding about the material world grew through the development of these technological tools that give you access to things that human beings without them will never understand. Do you know if there's any technology to explore subjective world, the non-material world? Do we have technology? It's called meditation.